Reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network. Gigantic is at the same time unique and familiar. With enough elements of the multiplayer games that you've loved thrown in to make it familiar, put together in a way that I haven't really seen before, it manages to forge its own identity in the crowded world of free-to-play competitive multiplayer games. Let's start with the familiar. The maps that I've seen have followed a similar lane mechanic that you'll find in the most popular MOBAs. Due to the perspective shift from that of most MOBAs, similar to what Smite does in its over-the-shoulder MMO-style viewpoint, the lane focus is not incredibly apparent. There are also summoning circles that you'll want to grab strewn across the map. Capturing these points grabs your team power, the use of which I'll explain later. Once you've pulverized any enemies defending a circle and gained control, you can summon creatures which will help your team hold that point. Such creatures include Bloomers, which heal allies as they guard the summoning circle, Cerberus, a ranged creature, and there's even been mention of a dragon-like creature, the Drake, as a summonable creature. Creatures are bound to the summoning circle at which they are spawned, so don't expect minions helping you fight your way to the Guardian across the map. See what I did there? That are the crux of this game. Your goal is to get enough power through player kills and holding summoning circles to send your team's Guardian on a rampage to attack the opposing Guardian. Once your Guardian has completed its rampage, the enemy Guardian is vulnerable and heroes can rush in and wound it, bringing it closer to death. The match ends with both Guardians rushing to the center of the map to clash as the heroes battle at their feet. This final push for victory makes the combat feel almost claustrophobic as the last skirmish of the match takes place in the shadow of the Guardian's epic bout. Player heroes are varied and interesting, offering a mix of playstyles from MOBA skill shots to MMO tanks. It was fun to try out a few different approaches to the game by changing which hero I chose. Definitely my favorite was the Margrave, a melee tank with a Balrog hand grafted to his right arm. With him, I was able to dash into the center of any skirmish and lay down some punishment to keep my foes off of my allies. My gigantic, see what I did there? Arm was very adept at keeping foes focused on me, as the repercussions of ignoring me was a quick and merciless death. I did try out a few other heroes, including Imani, a sniper, and Uncle Sven, a healer and support character, and each gave me a different yet fulfilling experience. While I didn't get to try out all of the different characters, what I experienced felt balanced and fun. I also never felt that one character was dominating at any point in the 5 or 6 matches that I got to play. The one downfall of this game may be the fact that it's not fitting neatly into one genre. I can already hear the moans from MOBA players about the lack of a true metagame, and the wails from MMO players that there isn't enough character customization. Both of these criticisms are valid and could push players away from the game. When I asked Joe Pickup about this at PAX East, he didn't seem fazed at all.
Yeah, so I think the important thing to know is that we're not trying to be a MOBA. We're not actually trying to be any comparable product. It's not meant to be that.
Yeah.
What we've set out to do is basically make a game that is fun to us. Mm-hmm. So, well, you know, if you're reductive about it and you kind of make the bullet points for the box, you could say it's a MOBA-like game. Yeah. But then if you're looking at it, it also has elements from, domination or like a battlefield, right? Like control points.
A lot of comparisons to some structured PvP from Guild Wars 2.
Sure, yeah.
A little bit in sort of that control point, really actiony. You're in there. You're trying to get that.
So that's really what it comes down to. Is it's not really. It isn't trying to be any particular game. So at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is make something new, and I think that people tend to vote with their feet. Mm-hmm. If they like something, I mean, people are smart. You know, if you're copying another game, maybe you'll pull a few people from that game you're copying because it's their own little niche. Yeah. But when you're not, and people really like what you're doing, it tends to show up. Like I don't think anybody's worried about it being divergent from what people would expect.
Okay.
And in fact,
most importantly, I had fun. More fun than I've had in in a competitive game such as this in a very long time. I'm looking forward to spending some more time in Gigantic, and seeing if my first impression is a lasting one, or if the fun I had in-game was fleeting and not a true example of what the game plays like in the end. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you in-game. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at MMOreporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOreporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.